The old Honda motorbike screeches as its thin tires bite violently into the dry red dirt of the village road. A thick, choking cloud of dust kicks up, coating the back of Tu Na's sun-faded jacket. She doesn't slow down for the deep potholes. Usually, this narrow dirt road is just the quiet, familiar path home, lined with swaying bamboo and the comforting smell of evening cooking fires. Today, it feels like a desperate countdown. Her knuckles are white, gripping the handlebars so tightly her hands ache. Behind her, little Henry's small arms clutch her waist, his chin bouncing against her back with every bump. He isn't wearing his jacket. There was no time. "Hold tight, Henry," she murmurs into the wind, her voice strained. She doesn't know exactly what she is driving toward, only that the fragile piece of her family is cracking wide open. Welcome back to our family's corner of the world. Sometimes the hardest storms we face in life don't arrive with dark clouds or thunder. They arrive in perfect, terrifying silence, hidden right beneath the surface of our everyday routines. Just 20 minutes ago, she had quietly slipped out of the wooden house. She left her grandmother, Ba Tang, in the gentle care of the visiting nurse, offering only a vague excuse about checking the market. She didn't call Alex, she didn't send a message. She pulls up to the neighbor's shaded porch, the engine idling loudly. She lifts Henry off the seat, hurriedly sliding his little blue sandals onto his feet. "Auntie will play with you today, okay, sweetie?" "Mommy has to work," she says, forcing a soft smile as she kisses his forehead. Henry looks up, sensing the rush, but he nods and takes the neighbor's hand. Tu Na doesn't linger. She twists the throttle and speeds toward the industrial edge of the village. When she finally reaches the corrugated iron gates of their company's cassava chopping facility, she cuts the engine. The silence that follows is deafening. She places both hands on the heavy, rusted metal doors and pushes them open. The hinges groan, a slow, neglected sound. And then the true nightmare begins. Not chaos, just nothing. Tu Na steps over the threshold, her boots crunching softly against spilled, dried dirt. Usually, at this hour on a Tuesday, the air inside this shed is thick and chaotic. It should smell of sweet, raw, starchy cassava. The air should be vibrating with the deafening, rhythmic roar of the heavy grinding machines. There should be a dozen workers in rubber boots shouting over the noise, hauling massive tarps, their shirts dark with sweat as they process the harvest. Instead, the afternoon sunlight cuts through gaps in the tin roof in thin, dusty beams, illuminating a graveyard. The massive iron hoppers sit cold and dead. Thick grey cobwebs stretch between the rubber conveyor belts, unbroken and undisturbed. In the far corner, a small pile of old, unprocessed cassava roots sits rotting, giving off a faint, sour smell. The machinery is sleeping. The floor is swept completely clean of fresh footprints. The company, the very heartbeat of their family's financial future, is clinically dead. Tu Na walks deeper into the shadows of the factory. Her footsteps echo off the high tin walls, a hollow, lonely sound that makes her chest tight. She isn't walking through this facility as Alex's gentle wife today. She is walking as the silent co-founder, forced to step out from the comforting background of their home life. At the very back of the warehouse is a small glass-paneled office. The door is slightly ajar. Tu Na pushes it open. The air inside is stale, smelling faintly of damp paper and stale green tea. Sitting at Alex's cluttered wooden desk is Ms. Lan, their oldest floor manager. She is hunched over a stack of dusty accounting ledgers. As the door creaks, the older woman looks up. Her face is pale, her eyes swollen and rimmed with red. She clutches a soiled rag in her trembling hands. Before Tu Na can even formulate a single question, before she can ask why the power is off, where the workers have gone, or what has happened to their livelihood, Ms. Lan's face crumbles completely. She drops the rag. She looks at Tu Na and assumes the worst. She assumes Tu Na is here because she already knows the whole truth. "I'm so sorry, Na," Ms. Lan sobs, her voice cracking painfully in the quiet room. "I told him to stop. I begged him to tell you." Tu Na freezes. Her hands drop limply to her sides. The breath catches in her throat. The dam breaks. Guilt and exhaustion pour out of Ms. Lan, and she blurts out the terrifying reality in a frantic, tear-soaked whisper. The operating capital, it's gone, completely wiped out in a supplier scam weeks ago. The heavy deposit they had carefully saved all year to buy the new pomelo orchard, vaporized. Alex had secretly drained it to cover the immediate bleeding of the factory. And then comes the final crushing blow. Ms. Lan looks down at the scratched wooden floorboards, unable to meet Tu Na's terrified eyes. Those men who came to the yard yesterday, they weren't equipment buyers, Na. I saw the papers Alex was hiding in the drawer. They're loan sharks from the city. He put the house up. He put your wooden house up to borrow cash. The words hang in the stale, dusty air of the office, heavy and suffocating. He put the wooden house up. For a long, agonizing moment, Tu Na cannot pull a single breath into her lungs. The quiet, empty shed suddenly feels like it is violently spinning. Her legs, usually so steady and strong from years of working the long rows of the fields, suddenly feel entirely hollow. She takes a clumsy, unsteady step backward, her shoulder hitting a thick, rough wooden support beam. She leans all of her weight against it, closing her eyes tight as a sudden, intense wave of physical nausea washes over her. Billions of dong simply vanished into thin air. The factory, their family's engine and the source of so many late nights and early mornings, is completely dead. But the most terrifying detail isn't the missing money. It is the house, their sanctuary. The solid, polished wooden floors Henry learned to crawl on. The wide, shaded porch where Ba Tang drinks her morning tea and watches the rain. All of it silently signed away to ruthless men who operate in the dangerous shadows of the city. And yet, the true horror, the single detail that makes Tu Na's chest ache the most, is what happened yesterday, just 24 hours ago. She remembers the scene so vividly it hurts. Alex had come home from the market at dusk, his face smeared with a little black engine grease, smiling that familiar, exhausted smile. He had proudly pulled a small blue dinosaur backpack from his motorcycle basket for Henry. It cost exactly 85,000 dong. He had laughed a deep, genuine laugh as Henry ran around the yard wearing it. Later that same evening, when Ba Tang felt a sharp, frightening pain in her chest, it was Alex who remained perfectly calm. He gently lifted her into the taxi, held her hand, and spoke in a low, soothing voice that made everyone feel safe. He had carried the crushing weight of absolute ruin behind that gentle smile. He had bought a cheap backpack while knowing they were about to lose the roof over their heads. It is a painful, unspoken truth in so many rural families. The men, carrying the heavy traditional expectation of being the unshakable provider, will often swallow their deepest failures. They will endure the suffocating pressure of a collapsing business in total isolation. They desperately try to fix the unfixable in secret, digging themselves deeper, all just to protect the peaceful illusion of their family's dinner table. But love, when shown through such silent, desperate sacrifice, can easily become a destructive force. Alex had tried so hard to build an impenetrable protective wall around them that he had accidentally locked them inside a burning house. Tu Na opens her eyes. The nausea slowly recedes, replaced by something entirely different. A cold, sharp clarity. She reaches into the deep pocket of her faded, dirt-stained jacket and pulls out her phone. Her thumb hovers trembling over Alex's name on the screen. It would be so easy to press call. She could scream into the receiver until her voice gave out. She could demand to know how he could be so selfishly reckless, how he could gamble their child's safety away without a single word of warning. The anger is there, burning hot and bitter in the back of her throat, demanding to be let out. But as she stares at the cracked glass of her phone, a deeper, older instinct takes over. Calling him now will only trigger a useless spiral of guilt, defense and panic. It won't bring the stolen capital back. It won't chase the loan sharks away from their bamboo gate. In family businesses, when the primary pillar cracks under the crushing weight of their own mistakes, the spouse standing quietly in the background must step entirely out of the shadows. There is no room left for tears. There is no time left for ego or arguments. Tu Na slowly places the phone face down on the edge of the dusty desk. The sharp clack of the plastic case against the wood sounds like a gavel dropping. She stands up straight, rolling her tense shoulders back. She reaches up and aggressively wipes the cold sweat from her forehead. The frightened, betrayed wife is carefully folded away. In her place stands the reluctant co-founder. "Lan," Tu Na says. Her voice is low, perfectly steady, and entirely empty of panic. The sudden, unnatural shift in her tone makes the older woman stop crying mid-sob. "Wiping your eyes won't turn those grinding machines back on. I need you to focus." Ms. Lan nods quickly, wiping her wet face with the back of her trembling hand, stunned by Tu Na's sudden chilling composure. "I need the master lists," Tu Na commands, stepping closer to the desk and pointing at the drawers. "Right now. I need the exact names, phone numbers, and amounts for every single Pomelo farmer we owe the lost deposit to. And I need the private ledger, the red one Alex keeps in the bottom drawer. I need the names of the creditors he signed the house over to." Ms. Lan hesitates for only a fraction of a second before scrambling to open the locked bottom drawer. The metallic jingle of keys and the rustle of crumpled, hidden papers fills the quiet office. As the handwritten lists are pushed nervously across the desk, Tu Na doesn't blink. She pulls up a chair, sits down in her husband's empty seat, and begins to read. The survival of their family no longer rests on Alex's shoulders. It rests entirely on hers. Tu Na's fingers move quickly over the faded pages of the ledger. She begins dialing the numbers of the old cassava buyers, the rugged men from the neighboring mountainous districts. These are the same men who had once driven their heavy trucks through thick, slick clay soil mud to help cover their factory during the great storm. She doesn't cry, and she certainly doesn't beg. Instead, her voice is firm and deeply grounded. She offers steep, painful discounts in exchange for the immediate, early repayment of old debts. The silence on the other end of the line is heavy, but the respect Tu Na and Alex have built over years of honest, back-breaking work on these harsh hills pays off. It is the practical karma of rural life. Within 3 intense hours, she manages to secure enough wired cash to stop the bleeding. It's a small victory, but it buys them the most precious resource of all: time. As she hangs up the phone after the final call, Tu Na looks out the dirty glass window toward the distant rolling mountain ridge where their home sits. She thinks back to the very first year they arrived here. She remembers the deep, aching exhaustion in their bones as they dug into the hard, red clay to lay the foundation. She remembers the profound, overwhelming happiness of building that simple wooden house together, hammering every nail and shaping every beam with their own hands. That memory, that foundational joy of creating a safe sanctuary for Henry to grow up in, is the true hidden cost. It is the life Alex almost accidentally traded away in the dark, and it is exactly what she has just fought so fiercely to protect. By the time Tu Na rides her motorbike back up the steep, rutted mountain dirt road, the evening cooking fires are already drifting through the bamboo canopy. The crisis is far from fully solved. Tomorrow she will still have to ride into the city to hunt down Thoa and confront the loan sharks directly. But the suffocating, paralyzing grip of panic is gone. She parks the bike quietly by the bamboo gate and walks slowly up onto the wide porch. Looking through the open doorway, she sees Alex sitting on the polished floorboards. He is gently helping Henry build a small, wobbly tower out of wooden blocks. completely unaware of the silent war his wife just fought in the shadows of his factory. The golden warmth of the kitchen fire glows softly against the wooden walls, restoring a sense of deep, undeniable peace to the room. The dynamic of their marriage has fundamentally changed today. Tu Na is no longer just the quiet, supportive wife standing in the background. She has become the fierce, unyielding guardian of their foundation. The deeper truth of rural survival is that family happiness isn't only found in the joyful moments of building a house together on a mountain. It is found in having the quiet, terrifying strength to step forward and defend it when the walls begin to crack. As Tu Na takes a deep breath and steps over the threshold into the warm light, she knows tomorrow will bring a fierce, difficult storm in the city. But tonight, her family is breathing, her husband is smiling, and their home belongs only to them. The heaviest burdens in a family aren't always meant to be carried alone. Sometimes, love simply means stepping in to carry the weight before the other person breaks. Have you ever had to step up and make a hard, silent decision to protect your family's foundation? Please share your story with us in the comments below. What do you think Tu Na should say to Alex when the time is right? Let us know your thoughts.